All right, folks, we got a different vein today. We're talking to a 7th grade girl out of Charlotte, North Carolina named Desi. Wants to be a star athlete and go play college lacrosse. Hey, man, if you like this video, man, share it with your friends. We making a transition. We going away from just the hardcore stuff into motivation and how to become a champion for life. I'm going to lay the blueprint out for you right here, right before your eyes. All right, Desi, so you were in 7th grade, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was talking to your dad. I know you watch some of my videos and I breathe fire most of the time. But for the young people, you got to think about it like this. You got a solid 4 years of development ahead of you, okay? And so for me to breathe fire, it doesn't do a lot of good because you're only 7th grade. You're going to change a lot between now and 11th grade. The example I'm going to give you is my young man in Illinois that hit me up as a 7th grader. Want to be a Navy SEAL, want to go to Naval Academy. Got a girlfriend his junior year. Stop doing his schoolwork. One of the stipulations I'm going to have is grades because you can't go nowhere without grades. And my young man had C's and B's, but he was brilliant. And I just told him, I said, I'm not going to talk to you unless you have A's, period. Like no B's, no C's, A's. He got straight A's for the last 3 years, but then he got a girlfriend his junior year, and that was the end. Right? His grades came back down to C's and B's. He stopped wrestling because he wanted to spend more time with her. He went on the swim team. Like he made a bunch of decisions, but I knew he was making bad decisions because I hadn't talked to him in 7 months. I just want you to understand that the purpose of this is to really just help you understand what you need to do to be great, right? And in 7th grade, if I would have had these conversations, the trajectory of where I would have went probably would have been different. I didn't really get this until the end of my freshman year of high school. And even then, I didn't truly understand it until probably maybe my junior year of college. I understood that I had to do a lot of extra stuff to be competitive on a wrestling mat. My freshman year, I went 15-9. I lost one wrestling match in 2 years in middle school. Okay. And I went into my freshman year and I lost 9. I was not happy. I was out of shape. I was fat. I was 4'11", 140 pounds. I got pinned for the first time. In as long as I can remember, it was just a bad experience, right? But I started running every day. I started doing the little things that I needed to do. I went to every wrestle. I spent all summer at wrestling camp. I wrestled for 9 months out of the year. What 3 months do you think I didn't wrestle?
Summer.
Yeah, football season.
What leads into wrestling?
Football.
Football.
Yep.
What are the 3 most important months I should have been wrestling?
Season.
Simple stuff like that you just don't understand when you're your age, right? Like you trying to figure it out. You in 7th grade. I was in high school and I wrestled all summer. We took a wrestling mat from the high school, put in my boys' basement, and I went to wrestling camp. And every day I ran, I went over there and wrestled for 2 hours, an hour and a half. Okay. But I didn't understand the value of training with people better than me. Because if I had, I would have taken the drive an hour up the road. There was one of the best wrestling teams in the state. And they had 5 or 6 state champions on that team. If I had went there and wrestled all summer, they had open season wrestling, right? If I had went to those and just been hungry and just sought it out, ain't no telling where I would have been. Part of that is just understanding what you have to do to be great. You got to discover what you want to do, okay? I want to hear you talk about what you want to do as a 7th grader.
Basically, what my goal is and what I want to do is to get better and work harder of like education and getting my grades up and to A's and B's, dominating when I have travel across. And when I go to tournaments, I want to be the best player out there. And I kind of want to work harder to get to that point where I can be one of the best players on my team.
So you want to be the best. Give me the names of 3 or 4 people across any sport that you think are the best.
Tiger Woods.
That's a good one.
Like Tom Brady.
Okay, that's a good one.
About your girl?
Yeah, Charlotte North, because she plays lacrosse.
Okay, I don't know how good she is. Is she as good as the Thompson cousin?
She's like one of the top female lacrosse players today, currently.
I don't care about male or female. I know she ain't close to the Thompson cousins. Kyle and Lyle. Is she as good as they are?
She's pretty close.
I don't know about that, bro. Them 3 dudes dominated the whole sport for the last 15 years.
She's dominated for the last, 3 years?
Yeah.
She's like the top leading scorer of female lacrosse right now in the country.
All right. We have to set our standard at the standard. Not at female standard, not at male standard. We have to set it at the standard. The analogy I'm going to use, the Vikings, when they went and fought people, the women stood side by side and fought with them. Okay. The dudes on the other side of that line didn't have any reverence for a female or a male, but they fought to the standard. Okay. And when you think like that, you'll be able to dominate whatever, because if you can dominate the men and win, then you can dominate the women and win. Okay. You said a couple of names. The other name that I want you to think about is Kobe Bryant. And I know that's before your time a little bit. So you got Kobe, and the one I thought you were going to say was Serena Williams, because that's another one that's like pretty much just the gold standard. You want to be the best, all right? And I'm going to tell you this. You're in the 7th grade. It's easy to say you want to be the best, okay? It's easy. I would tell you this. My wife's mother had one of the best sayings in the world. Do your best, okay? If you always do your best, you're never going to leave anything on the table. It also doesn't measure, like you said, I want A's and B's. The thing I'm going to tell you is if you can get A's, then I don't want any B's. Because if you want to go to school, then you're going to have good grades. The other thing is, if you don't get a lacrosse scholarship and you have good grades, you're going to get to go to school for free. Does that make sense? Yes. So if you ask me, at 7th grade, my priority is academics. Athletics can be a priority, but I had to make sure I got A's. Because as a young African-American female with A's, someone's going to pay for you to go to college, period. My wife got a full ride to Virginia Union with A's. Right? I myself got a full ride to Naval Academy with a 2.6, C's and B's. But my dad told me, hey, all I need is a 3.0 to play sports. Never worked any harder. I never worked any less. I didn't apply myself academically like I was more than capable to, just because my dad set the standard for me. That was 3.0. What kind of questions you got so far?
How would I work to get to that standard for education? Right now, having just A's is my number one, like my goal. And I don't know really how to work and motivate myself to get to that.
So here's what I'm going to tell you, Desi. You just said the major thing. Nobody in this world can motivate you to do what you want to do. Nobody. I can't do it. Your dad can't do it. Nobody can motivate you to be who you want to be. The only person that can do it is you. You just hit on the crux of this conversation. You got to figure out what motivates you. The first thing we're going to do is read some books. And then you're going to do some homework. You got something to write with? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. So rule number 1, when you're talking to me, you better have something to write with. I'm going to tell you to do stuff. You're going to do it. And I'm never going to tell you any BS. Okay? I'm going to give you 2 examples. All right? And I want you, in the 7th grade, I don't worry about your tenacity as much as I worry about your long, everyday, methodical approach to being great. Okay? So I don't expect you to go out tomorrow and just run 10 miles and take 100,000 shots on goal tomorrow. I don't expect none of that. But we will start incrementally getting better. And in a year from now, you'll be a different person. That's what a lot of people miss. I'm going to give you 2 books. My young man was 23 when he came to me, 22, wants to be a congressman. He's working for a senator right now. He's probably going to be congressman by 27, I guess. Okay. I gave him these 2 books. He called me back 2 days later. He had them read. I'm not asking for that type of tenacity because you in the 7th grade. You got a lot of other stuff to do. But you have to understand that the books are going to help you craft your motivation. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
The first book you're going to read is Relentless by Tim Grover. I want you to take notes the whole way through the book. The whole time you're reading the book, I want you to ask yourself, am I doing what they're doing? Okay. Am I doing what they're doing? Am I a cleaner? If the answer is no, it's going to help you craft what you need to be doing. While you're doing that, I want you to pull up every article you can about the Thompson cousins. Ty Miles, and I think it's Lane Thompson. And we're going to help that craft how we train for lacrosse. The last book is Overachievement. You got to understand how to set goals and achieve goals. But I've come off of my hard goal setting because I want to take the best opportunity. All right? I turned down the opportunity to go work for Oprah Winfrey for $790,000 a year, live in South Africa, have no bills. I was making $7,000 as a GA, but I was in my dream job coaching college football at Maryland. Okay. But I had been a hard goal guy. If I set a goal, nothing took me off the goal. Okay. As you get older in life, you got to learn that the best opportunity could lead you back to the goal faster. And that's the purpose of overachievement. We're going to set goals, But I just want you to understand that I have a different philosophy than I had when I was your age. I got the University of Washington scholarship in the 8th grade. That's a pretty good opportunity. Full engineering scholarship. I never once for a second considered going to university on an engineering scholarship. And that might have been the best opportunity I had. Naval Academy and West Point were solid, but what happened if I went to University of Washington on an engineering scholarship in the middle of Tech City? Grew up in Seattle. I don't care how you tackle that book. You can read a chapter a week, Saturday morning, bang out a chapter. I don't care how you do it. All right. I'm waiting on you to finish the book. We'll see how long it takes you to read 4 chapters and then let me know.
Do you have a preference, Jake, of which her to read first?
Yeah, she got to read Relentless first. Okay. The whole purpose of it is to craft, not really craft, but to show you what you're talking about looks like. At any point, you want to get off the bus, you're like, yo, I don't want to be the greatest. I don't want to go to college and play lacrosse. That's fine, okay? We're going to make sure that you have the tools available to be great. Whether you apply that greatness to lacrosse in college, or you apply it to academics, or you apply it to life, I don't really care. The formula to build a champion is the exact same. And whether you apply it to academics or sports or your profession or religion, whatever you want to do, it's going to be the same formula for the rest of your life. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
What do you think you need to work on right now? When's lacrosse start again?
April.
So it's now November. Let's just say December. December, January, February, March. You got 4 months to show up on that field and be a different animal, correct? Did you start this year?
Yes.
Okay. What level were you?
She's playing in travel.
Yeah, I'm playing in travel.
Travel lacrosse. She's at the top level, but she's not at the
what age group? What year is she in?
28 is what the team is called, the 28s. That's her graduation year at the travel level.
I want to play in the 26s. I want to be playing with the juniors and seniors in high school and stomping their face in. I'm not trying to drop down to 7th, 8th grade girls lacrosse and dominate. If I never play 7th and 8th grade girls lacrosse, I'm fine with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not getting a scholarship on 7th and 8th grade girls lacrosse. I want you to go to the Thompson twins, and then you can start reading on Tiger Woods. But when we talk next time, I want you to have notes on everybody that you watch, everything you watch. I want notes. Okay? I want you to be able to articulate what you learned in the article, what they were talking about. If it's the Thompson twins, some stuff that they did. Okay? And then you got to ask yourself, what are you willing to do? In 7th grade, if you want to get good, you have to put in time. All right? That time does not mean 8 hours a day or 14 hours a day like Kobe Bryant. In the 7th grade, he might have been putting in that much time. I wouldn't be surprised if he would, but he had a little bit different upbringing. He grew up in an NBA household, and his dad was playing professionally overseas, so all he did was play. But if you want to make a quantum leap, you're going to have to train yourself to train. And so what I would say is you need to get in a routine, find a couple times a day that you can do this, all right? I don't care if you go shoot for 5 minutes. It got to be every day, all right? Every day, I'm going to get up. What time you get up out of bed to go to school?
I wake up at 6 o'clock, and I have to leave the house at 8:30.
Why do you get up at 6?
To give myself enough time to get ready and just to wake my body up, because I'm not really a morning person.
So you telling me right now you waste 2 hours and 15 minutes of your day just trying to get up?
Yeah.
That's going to have to change. Great people don't waste 2 hours and 15 minutes just waking up in the morning. You do your makeup before you go to school?
Yeah.
Okay, so you getting all girled up before you go to school?
Yeah.
Okay. How long does it take you to get girled up?
Like 30 minutes.
Okay, so 30 minutes from 8:50. What time do you leave the house for school?
8:15.
So now we at 7:45. You start getting girled up at 7:45. You see what I'm getting at? There's a lot of time in there for you to get better. The 2 things I would say is sleep is really important at your age. I would not be getting up earlier. If you want to get up at 6, that's fine. But I would love you to get up at 7 and shoot for 45 minutes and then get girled up and then go to school. One of the key things to starting off the morning ride is have everything laid out that you're going to do the next day. So when you get up, you roll out of bed, you put your sweats on, you go out there, you bang. You don't sit there and take 30 minutes to drink some coffee and get your mind. No, you roll out of bed, you go outside. If it's snowing, it's raining, there's cats out there, I don't care. All right. What I would tell you to do, habits form long-term habits. So make it easy. You ain't got to go out there for 45 minutes the first day. Okay. Go out there for 5 minutes and come back in and be like, man, that was easy. Go out there for 5 minutes for a week. then go out there for 10 minutes. Because the thing is, I need you to go out there and shoot for an hour and 45 minutes every morning when you a junior in high school. You see what I'm getting at? I need you to build competitive habits now. And just remember, I told you, get off the bus anytime you want. Jake, I don't like getting up in the morning. I don't want to do this. Cool. All right. No big deal. I'm not going to hold your feet to the fire. It's your life. It's your choices. I ain't making choices for you. Your dad ain't making choices for you. At the end of the day, you got to make choices for yourself.